Greetings, humans and holiday horror enthusiasts. Wenderbot is online. Today's minisode features dark fiction author Dorian J. Sinnott, master of folklore, campfire chills, and stories that sneak up on you like a flickering hallway nightlight that shouldn't be there. Prepare yourselves for a real-life glitch in the Matrix, involving Halloween costumes, missing burns, and a timeline that didn't get the memo. Initiating spooky sequence. Now.
So I'm Dorian J. Sinnott. I'm an author of dark fiction, so a little bit of horror, but it's a lot of like campfire story, folklore, stuff like that. The story I'm going to tell, I actually wrote a fictionalized version of and incorporated it into one of my stories.
Oh, that's cool.
Because it was so weird.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
People always ask me. Yeah, they always ask me like, what inspired that? Because it's so crazy, and I'm like, well, it actually happened. Like, so. Yeah, but I'm the author of It Came Upon a Midnight Clear and Along About Midnight. They are holiday horror.
Okay.
So they incorporate a lot of folklore.
Oh, great. So like holiday horror, like how do you define that? Is it like Christmas? Is it?
Yeah, one's Christmas and one's Halloween.
Well,
so yeah, we're fun.
Where can you find your book at?
Pretty much anywhere. Amazon. They're also on Ingram.
Okay.
Barnes & Noble has them online.
Great,
Yep.
great. So we'll try to link you in there too for the episode as well too. So yeah, everybody check out Dorian on there. So Dorian, tell me about the paranormal. What's going on? What's weird?
So this is crazy. I don't even know how to explain this. It was around Halloween. It was not Halloween, but early in October.
Yeah.
And I was at a Halloween party with my friends. We were telling scary stories, doing what you do. So my mom had made a Halloween costume for me that I was wearing, but they were out for the day, so she hadn't seen it yet, which this is important.
Okay. What kind of Halloween costume?
It was from Yu-Gi-Oh! I was Noah Kai, but
Were you Yugi or?
No, I was Noah Kai, but he was like a very unknown character.
Yeah.
So we're at my friend's house, and we're getting ready for everything.
Yeah.
And I've never lit a candle before. So I burned myself on the match trying to. So I had to wrap my finger in a Band-Aid. I'm like, this is terrible. You know, we're going to tell stories with the lights out by candlelight. And just as we're getting ready, the power surges. And like, we're like, oh, the whole town must have had like something happen. It was weird.
Well, it's good that you lit the candle.
Yeah. But it comes back on like right away. And we're like, all right, that was weird. Whatever. We start having fun. So this is now like hours later.
Yeah.
And I look at the clock and it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I should probably get home because my mom is the type of person that she will wait up for you until 4 a.m. if you're not home.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, all right, I don't want to keep them up, and I'm tired and I want to show her how the costume looks.
Yeah.
Because she hadn't seen it on me yet. So my friend drives me home to drop me off, and the clock at my friend's house said 11. The car said 11. My phone says 11.
So kind of like synchronicity, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get home, and the porch light isn't on, which is weird, because I'm like, my mom always leaves the porch light on.
Mm-hmm.
And I come in, and my mom is not in the living room. The whole house is pitch black.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is so weird, because
Yeah.
he's always up. And their dog, if I come in and they're asleep, always barks if somebody comes in after they go to bed. And didn't bark.
Huh.
So I'm like, all right, this is weird. Like, it's only 11. Why are they in bed? So I look, and the only thing that's on is in the hall, they have a little nightlight plug-in.
Yeah.
And that was flickering. So I was like, okay, that's the only light that's in here. I'm just going to go upstairs. I'll take a picture of the outfit, and I'll see my mom in the morning.
Right.
So I go upstairs. I do that. I take a picture.
Yeah.
And picture shows that it is like 11:15, and I post it to Facebook.
Yeah.
So then I go to bed. So in the morning I come downstairs, and my mom's doing dishes. And she's like, livid.
Yeah.
And she's like, what time did you get home last night? Like, really mad at me.
Yeah.
And she's like, I waited up. You never came home. Like, where were you? So I was like, I came home at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, you were not home at 11 o'clock. And she's like, I was waiting up until like 2 a.m. for you. So I'm like, no, you weren't. Like, you're crazy because, you know. So we're like arguing about this because I'm like, I knew what time I came home. So she's like, well, you weren't home because we were sitting in the living room watching the World Series game because my dad's a Mets fan.
It was almost like, it sounds like a dimensional slip in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my dad, because he's a big Mets fan.
Yeah.
The Mets game had gone into overtime, and it ended like 12:30, 1:45 in the morning. And she's like, we were all in the living room. Everybody was watching TV. All the lights were on. at like 1:45.
Yeah.
So she's like, you did not come home at 11 o'clock last night. So I'm like, what are you talking? So I'm like, well, maybe the clocks were off, like something. So I open my phone and I show her the picture in my bedroom
So I was like, shake the phone.
at 11:15. And I show her on Facebook. I'm like, everything says this, like that's what it was.
Right.
So my mom, again, she's like, well, I don't know how that's possible because we were up until almost 2 a.m. waiting for you.
Yeah.
So then I said to my mom, I explained everything, and I said, well, the porch light wasn't on. You were not in here. There were no lights. I said, the only light that was on in the house was the night light in the hallway was flickering. So then my mom, she like went pale. And she's like, what? So I said, yeah, the night light in the hall that's the only thing that was on.
Yeah.
So she brings me into the hallway, and there's no night light. And she says, that hasn't been plugged in for 6 months. So I was like, okay.
Huh.
But then the weirdest thing is, because now we're like freaked out, because we're like, there's no way, because I was in the house at 11 with that thing there, the light, and my mom was in the living room until 2 a.m. with the whole house lit up.
Yeah.
Without that thing. So like, we have no idea what happened.
That is really weird.
But I told my mom I had burned my finger, because I was like, well, look at this, because I got burned by the candle last night.
Right.
So I take the bandage off, and there's not a mark there at all.
Yeah.
Weirdest thing. And like, we have no way to explain it, because it's like...
Do you feel like maybe, and this isn't like to discredit your story, do you feel like maybe like you had dreamt the whole thing up, or like, or do you feel like it could have been? Well, no, because you had
No, because I have the picture. Yeah.
Huh. So it's crazy though, because we've looked in the past at like something called quantum immortality, and it's like and obviously nobody passed away, but typically the way it is though is when somebody passed away, they wake up in a different reality, but things are just a little bit different. So that's strange. Do you have an idea what it may be or anything?
I have no idea. It's so weird.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned something about shadow people, and was there anything about shadow people that night or anything like that? Or?
No, but the short story that I did, I incorporated shadow people into.
Oh, okay, great.
That's where that ties in.
Well,
the only thing I could think of, which I don't know if this has anything to do with it, is that surge, that weird power surge that happened.
That is,
but I'm like, I don't know.
That's a really good.
Yeah.
So that's
weird, because like everything after that, like got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you feel anything weird that day, or anything other than the power surge and you burning your finger and so? Well, you said, and what I think is also kind of odd is that you said that you didn't even have a burn after that, or?
No, I took the bandage off and it was like nothing.
So
like and I'm like, there's no way.
It's like whenever Mandela effects happen, like you're like, I specifically remember this one thing happening, but and it's funny. I was actually driving with my wife the other day. And I said, I remember Richard Simmons dying twice now. It's like what happens? Like when do these slips happen? So it's you kind of had your own temporal shift there, in a weird way. That's a very interesting story.
And like I said, there's no way we can't explain it, and it bothers us like to this day. I was saying, there's no way
that you can't. And how do you explain something like that?
Exactly.
You kind of can. But what I think is weird though is that you were able to take the picture of that night, and then take a picture of the clock, you being there, and then that picture somehow transferred over to that timeline in a weird way.
Yeah.
So that's Dorian, that's a very, very interesting story. And I appreciate you sharing that with us.
Yeah.
So all right, and again, they can find you on Amazon, Ingram Sparks, and
pretty much anywhere they're sold. Yeah,
sounds great. We'll link you in there, and thank you so much for sharing your story.
Yes, thanks.
Temporal shift stabilized. A massive thanks to Dorian J. Sinnott for sharing that reality-bending encounter, and for reminding us that sometimes the scariest thing in the room is the clock. And before I power down this minisode, to every single one of our over 1,000 bros, thank you. Seriously, you're the reason the weird keeps rolling, and we couldn't be more grateful. If you want to keep the EMF readings high, follow the Wender Bros on Instagram and Facebook, and watch our media on TikTok, Spotify and YouTube. Your clicks, likes and shares help amplify the signals we broadcast into the void. This has been Wenderbot, signing off. Stay curious, stay weird, and remember, got a boo? Better call a bro.